Hi guys, and welcome back to Creatography Live, and I'm Andreas. Today we're going to be working on how to create rain in your images. Now we've previously done the creating bokeh for your images and for composites, and now we're moving on to the rain side of things. So I've picked this image that I've done on Audi. This was done I think last year sometime. So I thought, well, this makes a good baseline image to use, purely because it's got a few specs, because it was starting to rain. You could just see these few bits here and there. So I thought, well, use it on something static. So first of all, we're going to do our Control J to duplicate our layer. So Control J, and we can hide our background layer, we won't need that. So with your layer selected, we're going to go to New Layer. We're going to press Shift and Backspace, and we're going to choose 50% grey, and we're going to click OK. Now, as we're going along, you'll see we're going to work layer by layer, and you're going to see the effects go as we're progressing. So we've got our 50% grey. Now what we need to do is go to Filter, Noise, Add Noise. I normally pick around 400% for my noise, and I pick monochromatic and Gaussian, or Gaussian, however you wanted to pronounce it, and click OK. Then what I do, I'll go to Filter again, then Blur, then Gaussian Blur, and I pick a low number. So if you look at the way it is at the moment now, so this is without, it's too harsh. We just want to go between 1 and maybe 2, just so they start to blend together, but you still get enough lights and darks. So I think about 1's spot on for me. Click OK. Now once you've got that, we need a tool which isn't really used very often. It's, if you go to Filter, I always forget where it is, Stylize and Wind, that's the toy, that's the tool we're going to use. That's the tool we're going to use. So this is the filter. But to use that for what we want to do, we need to rotate our canvas. So we're going to rotate the image. Now you've got to remember which way you're working. So always start from the first 90 degrees. So we're going to rotate 90 degrees clockwise. So your image is facing this way. Okay, it's important to realize which way your image is facing, because obviously you want the rain to come from the right to the left. Okay, so now we're going to go to Filter, Stylize, Wind. We want it to come from the right, and if you can see here the methods, you have a few different methods. You have Wind, Blast, Stagger. Wind or Blast is normally okay. I think I'll choose Wind for this one and press OK. On the new Photoshop, before it used to just be Control F to repeat the last command you did in the filters, but now it's Alt Control F. So Alt Control and F, Alt Control and F again, and again, and again, and again. Actually, you know what I will do? I'll do 2 of these, just so you can see how both of them work differently. So Shift and Backspace, 50% grey, Noise, Add Noise, OK, Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, OK. Now we're going to go Stylize, Wind, Blast, OK. Then Alt Control F to repeat that command a few times. Yeah, that's not bad. So now we've done this, we're going to go back to Image. This is why I said we pick the first one, rotate, and then you go counterclockwise. This way, it's just an easier way of doing it that way, so you won't forget then. You know you've done the first rotate clockwise, the second one will be counterclockwise. So here are 2 starts of what will be our rain. On our top one, we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, and Levels, and we're going to pick the dropper, the black dropper, and we're going to click around the image. There you go, that's not too bad. I think that'll look good for rain, and we'll click OK. And I'm going to do the same for the previous rain that we did. So the previous one we did, we're going to go image, no we're not, we're going to go to image, adjustments, levels, click the black dropper, and let's see if we can find a good place for rain. That's quite good, and we're going to click OK. So we have the baseline of what we need now. We've got one set of droplets and another set of droplets. Now all that matters now is the blending mode we use. So we can go to overlay, which is too dark, or we can go to lighten, which is not too bad. So from here you have a couple of different modes. You can either pick lighten or screen. Okay, you can scroll through and find a few more. Lighter color, you scroll through and pick what you want. Really, there's no right or wrong way. So I think I'll pick, let me have a pick, I like lighten. So I'll pick the other one as well, and I'll pick lighten. Now in order for this to look a bit more realistic, what I tend to do, you can knock down the opacity. What I really like to do is go to filter, blur, motion blur, and I will try and get it roughly in the direction that the actual droplets are. Yeah, I quite like that. And I'll do the same to these. These will probably look better just because there's more droplets. There you go. And you can actually blend them together if you wanted to. I'm just going to try a different blend mode of this. That's actually not too bad. Put the opacity down. I quite like that. Put our other one on. Again, not too bad. And what you can do with these, put them into a group. So highlight them both, press Ctrl G. You can add a mask, and from there you could brush away if need to. Oh, I've got my brush from the previous tutorial going on there. We can brush away so we don't have too much on the car. There you go, I have a few at the bottom to make it like it's dripping from the bottom. And what you can brush away like I've done. Also what you can do, you can see this mask that we did on the group. You can go to filter. Now see if it lets me do it. Render, clouds. And this basically makes it a bit more patchy where the rain is. So this is what you actually created. This is your clouds. And we can do another adjustment and just add a bit of contrast to it if need be. But essentially that's all we've done. We've just put that over the top so we can patchy it up a bit so it looks like that. Well, I hope you found that useful. If you did, please just give me a shout, give me a comment down below, give me a like. If there's any other tutorials you'd like me to do, just give me a shout out and let me know, and I'll do it for you. Click the bell and you'll be notified of all my other tutorials and lessons I'm shoving online for you guys. So I'll speak to you soon, and you take care. Bye bye.